Hello! Today we are going to talk about some of my favorite YouTubers that I am using to help me learn Spanish. If you're new here, my name is Jo and I make videos on this channel about learning languages, reading, and other topics that are of interest to me. I will go through and kind of show you a little bit of their content, and then at the end I have just a couple tips for finding more Spanish YouTubers. I am not a big consumer of learner-focused content. I find most of it very boring, even if it's very well done, but Spanish After Hours is the exception. Laura creates comprehensible input in various formats and lengths that is just perfect. She is just such a charming and funny person that you can watch her talk about the most mundane day-to-day things and it's still really entertaining. Because she does have such a variety of content, it's also perfect for if you don't have very long. She has such a fun personality and seems like someone that would just be really fun to sit down and talk to. I find a lot of teaching content has very high energy, which is probably good for some people, but for me, I don't enjoy that. That is not how Laura is at all. She has a very, very chill vibe. It's relaxing to watch her videos, but it's also funny and endearing, so I highly recommend her if you are kind of beginner intermediate. The next YouTuber is the one that I have definitely watched the most from, and that is Marina Redondo. She is from Spain. She's currently living in Switzerland teaching Spanish, I believe, and she did a degree in translation, and so she makes content on language learning. I believe she's learning English, French, Italian, and German, travel, books, videos about studying, and Erasmus. She is very, very enjoyable to watch, but additionally I recommend her because she has some of the clearest Spanish I have ever heard in my life. She speaks relatively slowly for a Spanish speaker, and so I have really enjoyed watching her videos, and I have found that I am able to understand a little bit more of her videos than I am some other people. The next channel is Josie Goms. She is almost done with her degree, I believe, in legal science, and she's studying via distance learning and working throughout her degree. She does other lifestyle and advice type of content as well as vlogging, studying, and working. I'm working my way through a bunch of her old videos, but she made a video recently about the show Maids on Netflix that I really want to sit down and transcribe and look up any words I don't know, because she worked as a cleaner throughout her degree, and so I would be really, really curious to find out her opinion on the show and what she thinks of the lessons or whatever from the show. So I enjoy her videos a lot. The next YouTuber is Alix, and she does lots of different types of content, just kind of general entertainment, language learning, fashion, stationery, incredible production value. She does speak very, very fast, but she does hold your attention extremely well because there's always something going on in her videos, and I do really, really enjoy watching them. And you can always slow down the video if you need to. YouTube lets you play it on a slower speed, so sometimes I will watch one of her videos and then I will watch it again on a slower speed. The next channel is Martinna. She is a biomedical engineering student from Spain, currently studying in Germany for Erasmus. She makes content about school, Erasmus, gap year, etc., and biomedical engineering itself. Her channel is relatively new, I think about a year old, but she already makes really great videos. Some of her older videos are also about her experience being an au pair in Paris. So I enjoy her content and I look forward to more of it. Next we have Cynthia Novilla. She makes a lot of lifestyle and travel content, primarily around food and ED recovery. She has a very, very pleasant voice and very nice sounding Spanish. Just as an FYI though, after watching her content, I did get recommended a lot of ED recovery content and some content that I didn't click on it to be sure, but seemed like it was probably pro-ana. So if that is something that's going to be an issue for you, maybe skip this one, but she is a really, really nice and genuine seeming content creator. The next three are newer to me. I did want to include them because so far I am really impressed with their content, but I haven't watched quite as much of it. The first is Nicole Abbott vlogs, maybe? This is another person living and studying in German. She just finished a semester in Paris. She does a lot of studying, travel, and lifestyle vlogs as well. You can tell what kind of content YouTube is recommending to me. But she has also very nice Latin American Spanish, and I have really enjoyed watching her videos. Next up is Ximena Villagoméz. Ximena is an international finance student in Mexico, so she makes a lot of very, very high quality videos about study, finance, productivity. You can tell that a lot of effort goes into her videos, and I have really enjoyed the ones that I've watched so far. Lastly, we have Berta Pim, and she works in marketing. And she also, I believe, has a business making these very, very cool resin rings. She's a very, very cool style and does very aesthetically pleasing videos, but she also does a lot of lifestyle, work content, traveling around Spain or around Europe, that sort of thing, and I've really enjoyed her videos so far. As far as finding more content, all you have to do is start watching things in Spanish, and YouTube will pick up on the fact that you can watch things in Spanish. I would say at least half of my just homepage is in Spanish now. But if you don't purposely add new topics in there, it will just keep showing you the same things over and over again. I am still in the process of kind of teaching the YouTube algorithm what I want to see in Spanish. If you've seen that tweet or whatever about how Amazon thinks that buying a toilet seat is the beginning of a lifelong hobby of collecting toilet seats, like that is also how YouTube is. So the first few Spanish YouTubers that I found, they were all from Spain, white, college-aged women traveling, which is great. I love that kind of content. But for a while, it was very difficult for me to find any other kind of Spanish content because YouTube was just like, here, you like this, have more of it. And I was like, yes, I do like this, but can I have something else, please? Also, what I would recommend is specifically looking up the things that you want to see. Colombia vlogs or Bogota vlogs, Universidad vlogs, I don't know, entrevista, football, jugador. Even if you don't know the words for it in Spanish, look them up. Find the things that you actually want to watch. There are other things that I would like to watch that I need to make more of an effort to specifically seek out. Also, I would recommend if you find a content creator that you really like, also follow them on Instagram or Twitter or whatever other platforms you use that they have. If you're just browsing Instagram or something, you may see a post from them in Spanish, or they may speak on their stories in Spanish, and then you are getting a little bit more input as well. So I think that is everything for this video. If you have any Spanish YouTubers that you would like to recommend, definitely leave them in the comments and I will check them out. And I will see you in the next video.